Errol Spence says he plans to punish Terence Bud Crawford like he does all opponents. Is that factual or big capsual? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red. But let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, the big homie Errol Spence recently gave another interview. He's given like 10 million of them in the past 2 months. And I wanted to give my 2 cents, my deuce, on what the big homie had to say and break it down for anybody listening.
I don't know where we rank, but we definitely gonna be there. We definitely gonna be, I think, top 5, best welterweights in the world. We might be both best top 5 welterweights in the world. Even if he lose,
Sure.
it's still gonna, when he lose, it's still gonna be, a great fight. Not only the fight, but they're gonna see the skill sets and the talents and abilities and be like, man, that was a great fight. So that all the great fights that happened this year, I feel like on paper right now, this is the best fight that's happened in a long time. I think probably since De La Hoya and Trinidad.
All right, y'all. So Errol Spence says he plans to punish Terence Crawford like he does all opponents. And what does he mean by that?
I just feel like, I'm just a superior fighter. I feel like I'm going to break him physically, mentally, emotionally.
Well, to me, I'm going to be honest. Y'all know I'm always honest. I try to keep it 100, whether it gets me views or people click off of it because they ain't like what I said. But I'm going to keep it real with y'all because the people who are my true subscribers who rock with me day in, day out, they keep it real with me 100% and they support the channel. So I try to give the same energy that I receive. Alright, so Errol Spence says he punishes all opponents. Is that true? Or is he capping just a little bit?
The answer's easy if you take it logically. I'm telling you, there's 50 ways to kill a brother.
I do think that Errol Spence has found a formula to hurt his opponent. I think he's found a formula that works for him. I think he's found a formula to win fights.
Let's save the hookers for the victory party.
And I commend him for that. The only critique, I'll say I have 2 critiques of Errol Spence. My one major critique, and I always bring this up, is the fact that I do feel like he kind of backed his way out or ducked the Manny Pacquiao fight. Believe what you want to. I don't care. You don't care what I think, so it doesn't really matter. But those are my beliefs. And the other critique I would say is, and it's really not a critique, it's something I hope doesn't happen to Errol Spence. Because of the way he has been finishing a few of his opponents, not all opponents, but he has fractured some face bones and done some real damage to some of his opponents. And, I would actually say that even though I critique him on not having the Manny Pacquiao fight or not taking the Manny Pacquiao fight, he actually has something very in common with Manny Pacquiao. And that is the fact that he was able to hurt people at 147 pounds, even though he said he doesn't carry the weight very well. Now, Manny Pacquiao, a lot of people would say, didn't belong at 147 pounds because that's not his natural weight. He's very undersized for that weight, but he had a hell of a run at 147 pounds. So, me personally, I don't think that he didn't belong there. I think that he adapted to the weight.
You know where that come from? Watching that damn TV. Lose weight, get healthy, get in shape. Get everybody looking all anorexic talking about that's healthy. I know what healthy is.
Now, you could say the same thing for Errol Spence, that he adapted to the weight, and this is the reason he's able to hurt people at 147 pounds, even though he actually probably belongs more along the lines of 160, 155 to 160.
Big, small, she gonna lose her weight. Wasn't nothing wrong with it, she was fine. Oprah and Luther need to keep their ass one weight, because I'm confused.
Somewhere along those lines, because naturally that's where his body is really at. It's really bigger than that, but he can slim down to 155, 160 and not feel weight drain.
It don't work out. Look at me. My metabolism start to speed up. You can eat anything you want. Go on.
So I think he does have something in common with Manny Pacquiao, and that's the fact that they were able to hurt people at 147 pounds. Now, here's the thing that I would say is sort of a critique, but not a critique. If you remember, Manny Pacquiao took a lot of flack over steroid allegations, and I feel like he was only getting these allegations and people saying that he was, doing illegal things to, hurt his opponent, for lack of a better word, or illegal things to bulk himself up so that he can hurt his opponent and win fights. I'm hoping that Errol Spence doesn't have to deal with that at some point in his career. The same way that other fighters have had to, similar to Manny Pacquiao.
And the best way to keep a slave is for the slave not to know he's a slave.
I think if he wins this fight, I think that's the first thing that Terence Crawford fans are going to bring up. They're going to find a way to say that this man is on some illegal substance and that he didn't deserve to get the win, and they're going to pick the whole fight apart. They're going to point at this. They're going to look at his training. They're going to point at parts of his body like they did Marquez when they said that he was on juice. And they said, well, look at the bumps on his body, even though your body, when you're going through either a detox or a hard training, your body might put out acne because it's getting rid of toxins, or you might end up getting stuff on your body because it's your body trying to get rid of the stuff that it doesn't need anymore. It's trying to get rid of those toxins. So you might have things happen at the skin level because that's the quickest way, besides upchucking, that your body gets rid of toxins. And Manny Pacquiao went through a lot of that talk. I just hope that, there's been some accusations thrown at Errol Spence when it comes to that type of talk already.
He was challenging the system in a time that it wasn't so safe. I think we're being programmed to get away from 100% of what a man is supposed to be.
But nothing that could stick, and I just hope that for his sake, if he does punish Terence Crawford, that's not the reason that people say he was able to pull that off. That's not what Terence Crawford fans run to as the reason that he lost the fight. At some point we got to just give guys their credit.
With corporate, it's like an oxymoron, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to compromise. And I won't fold, I won't bend, and it could be to default, but I'm enjoying my life.
If you're never popped during some random drug test or doing, regular drug testing, or you never caught sticking something in your arm that you're not supposed to be, even though everything that you stick in your arm is illegal, or swallowing something that you're not supposed to be, or drinking something you're not supposed to be, then there should never be a reason to throw accusations at any athlete unless they were caught in the act of doing it, because that's unfair and unjust to the hard work that they've put in. So, for Errol Spence's sake, if he does punish Terence Crawford, I just hope he doesn't have to go through that, because I think it was unjustly thrown at Manny Pacquiao. I think it's unjustly been thrown at other fighters. I think that, even a guy like Canelo, who got caught doing something that he shouldn't have been. Now, Canelo gave a reason for that. He said he ate some meat that in Mexico clears their standards, but in America, it wouldn't clear our standards. There's a lot of things that Americans do that if you took to other parts of the world, it wouldn't clear their standards, and you would be deemed illegal for doing that in that country. And, this is the reason I don't hate Canelo for getting caught, because once again, I do keep it 100, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. If he did something in his country, to where he went and ate something that he didn't know was injected with a certain hormone that they use to make their beef stock larger, the same way we do stuff over here to make our beef stock larger, which is why a lot of people would prefer organic beef. I can't blame Canelo for eating something when he was hungry. everybody eats when they're hungry. You know, whether people go eat from a street vendor, you know, and street vendors are not the most healthy restaurants, but some street vendors are the best tasting food in the country. You know, a guy who eats at or has millions of dollars most likely wouldn't go eat at a street vendor. He's got millions of dollars. He's going to go eat the finest organic beef he can possibly find at some 5-star restaurant that I would never be able to afford a day in my life. But since I can't afford that, I'm going to go to the places I can afford. You know, maybe Canelo was just hungry in that moment and he ate something he shouldn't have, and it happened to pop dirty on a test. I'm not going to condemn him for the rest of his life because he made one mistake. You know, it's possible he's telling the absolute truth. It just sounds crazy because we don't have the same standard in America. You know, and it only sounds crazy to Americans. Most Hispanic people believe what he's saying because they live over there or have lived over there, so they know exactly what he's talking about. Once again, I just hope Errol Spence doesn't have to go through this if he does exactly what he says he's going to do, which is punish Terence Crawford. And to finish up, has he punished all opponents? No, he hasn't. He wasn't able to, you know, knock Mikey Garcia down or out. He didn't knock Danny Garcia out or anything. You know, those guys went, and they're not very big welterweights. So I don't think he punishes everybody. I just think as he's evolved, he's gotten better. He was able to punish a bigger fighter like Ugas because Ugas tried to stand right in front of him, and he got punished for that. Manny Pacquiao the same way. He tried to stand in front of Ugas. It just so happened that he wasn't prepared for that Ugas looping punch, and he got a stupid massage before the fight, which he shouldn't have got, and it cost him the fight. You know, I'm not going to condemn him for life for making a mistake. You know, he made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Nobody's infallible. So it kind of makes me laugh when especially people on the internet who don't even make content will try to critique you and your content or something that a professional boxer did or said when they don't even want to get into that space, when most people won't even work out. They don't even have the will to get up and work out every day, you know, but they'll critique a professional boxer. You know, it just goes to show you how sad a lot of people are and how they're obsessed with making judgments of other people but won't do the same thing to themselves. You know, I'm going to leave it there.
Cooperation means cooperation. It means everyone has to stick together that's on the same sheet of paper instead of fighting for the plug and looking at it as a competitive thing. And that's how other cultures function.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Does Errol Spence punish all opponents? Or is he capping just a little bit? Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platform. That's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's YouTube, that's Twitter, but you're more than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, feature a product or your channel on my channel, then hit my Gmail because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we are mine.
Lose keys, KY cutthroat, rolling up dumb, blowing smoke like a tugboat. If you know me, then you know I get my rep on. Big nasty green, I'm trying to get my Shrek on. Blue gun rack for me to sit my tech on. Blue guillotine for you to sit your neck on. Acting like a chick, you should probably have a dress on. High heels and wig, makeup and press on. See me in the club, I'm getting my two-step on. Bottle in my hand, I can use as a weapon. If you're out of order and getting your disrespect on. What's a hot track? Anything I put my breath on. Now when they heard this, everybody gon' feel it. Work in the back, make the car pop a willy. When I first dropped, they was acting all silly. Now I'm on fire, everybody gon' feel it. It's your boy Key, tell them who they dealing with. It's your boy Key, tell them who they dealing with. It's your boy Key, it's your boy Key, it's your boy Key, it's your boy Key. Now hating on me, anything I stand for, that's suicide like doors on the Lambo. Come through deep, that's how you get your man smoked. Try and give me that, that's how you get your hand broke. You out of line, you hate that we cold. I'm on the grind, I'm making the dough. Shorty low, her booty is scraping the floor. She don't know that I'm taping it though. I'm undefeated, I'm 80-0. They say I got a unhateable flow, and you know I gotta agree. You been heard for a block away, gotta be key. Now when they heard this, everybody gon' feel it. Work in the back, make the car pop a willy. When I first dropped, they was acting all silly. Now I'm on fire, everybody gon' feel it. It's your boy Key, tell them who they dealing with. It's your boy Key, tell them who they dealing with. It's your boy Key, it's your boy Key, it's your boy Key. It's your boy Key. Everybody gon' feel it. Make the car pop a willy. They was acting all silly. Now I'm on fire. Everybody gon' feel it.